messieurs, comme je vous le disais, nous allons bientôt accueillir les joueuses qui vont participer à la finale de cette 19e édition du Grand Prix Son Altesse Royale la Princesse Lelle Meriem. Je vais vous demander de leur réserver le meilleur accueil. On sait accueillir ici au Maroc, donc j'espère que vous allez applaudir le plus fort possible pour accueillir ces deux joueuses qui vont nous délivrer un match exceptionnel. On en est tous sûrs et certains. Merci. Je vais vous demander d'accueillir la première joueuse qui va participer à cette finale. Il s'agit de Johanna Konta. Et je vais vous demander de réserver le même accueil à son adversaire du jour, Sakkari.
Hello and welcome then to the final here of the WTA Rabat Open. Thrilling week of tennis here on the clay courts here in Morocco, coming to what we hope will be a scintillating, super exciting conclusion. Sakkari, the Greek here, looking of course for her first ever WTA singles title, up against Britain's Johanna Konta, looking for her first title of the year, what would be her fourth WTA singles crown overall. Great crowd have gathered here on the centre court. Rousing rendition, of course, of the Moroccan national anthem. All the pride, pageantry and prestige of a finals day on the WTA. This is what all the players want to get through to. The championship match here at the Grand Prix de la Princesse Lelle Meriem. The tournament here in Rabat, which continues to grow in stature. And as I was saying, a big day guaranteed for either of these two. Konta, of course, about to appear in her first clay court final. Has found new confidence on this surface this week here in Rabat. Sakkari going for her first ever WTA singles title. All smiles here, these two. Been in terrific form this week. Of course, it's Isabel Seyfried who's in the chair for this final. Reaching the finals of the premier event in San Jose last year, her most significant career achievement. And she go one better here today. Will Konta be the one to lift what would be her first clay court title here on the dirt in Rabat? Sakkari in particularly good form this week, not dropping a set on her way through to this championship match. Of course, Konta, well, she had her work cut out right from the first round, needing to save 3 match points, but has improved as it's gone on. This is the final that we've got to look forward to. The 6th and 7th seeds in the draw preparing to face off Sakkari against Johanna Konta for the Rabat title. Progress through the latter rounds then, touched on some of this already. Sakkari knocking out the defending champion Elise Mertens in the quarterfinals before beating another Belgian, Alison Van Uytvanck, in the semis, not dropping a set on the way through to the final. Konta needing 3 straight 3-setters before she came through in straight sets. Good quality match against the finalist of 12 months ago, Ajla Tomljanovic. Sakkari just outside the world's top 50, will be going back inside the top 50 as a result of this run this week, win or lose this final here today. That career high ranking set around the time, as I say, when she was reaching the finals in San Jose, ended 2018, that breakthrough year in so many ways, at 41 in the world, highest year-end finish by a Greek player since Eleni Danilidou, some 12 years prior to that. Best result this season on the green clay, just a short while ago last month in Charleston. Prior to that, maybe struggling to hit the heights that she'd set in 2018 in terms of results week to week, but this week has been some performance for Sakkari. Not dropping a set, wins over Olga Danilovic, the qualifier, then beating the wildcard Izabela Shinakova. The highlight, of course, that win over the top seed and defending champions Elise Mertens in the quarterfinals, and then another win, good win, coming from behind in that first set to beat Alison Van Uytvanck, again in straight sets. What of Konta then? 47 in the world, of course, a former top 5 player, 4 in the world, a former Grand Slam semi-finalist at Wimbledon, and a 3-time titleist on the WTA, the biggest of those titles happening in Beijing at the Premier Mandatory a year and a half or so ago. Also winning the event, which has now moved to San Jose, winning the event in Stanford for her first career singles title. Building some form lately, quarterfinals in Acapulco for Konta, but really it's been impressive this week to see how she's moved, how she's performed on the clay. By her own admission, her weakest surface where she struggled in the past, but not here this week. She could have so easily gone in the first round though. Wang Yafan holding those 3 match points on the British #1 before Konta found a way to respond. Also dropped the second set against the Romanian Anna Bogdan, came through in 3 there, and was a set down again against the second seed, Shea Su Wei. Finding a way back there to beat Shea before that straight sets win over Tomljanovic. That match could have easily gone the distance. Tomljanovic had a set point in the second set tie-break, but Konta put together a run of her own there to eventually see off the Aussie and make this final. Head-to-head between the two, one previous meeting at this level, Konta winning, maybe as you'd expect on the grass there, because that was round 3 all the way through to the semi-finals. First British woman, Konta, at the time to reach the semi-finals at the All England Club since Virginia Wade way back in 1978, going top 5 in the process. Last season, Konta struggling to reproduce that sort of performance level. Has had her moments so far this season. Mentioned the quarterfinals in Acapulco before the final run here. And of course, in thrilling form, Konta in Fed Cup, putting Great Britain back into World Group 2 for 2020 with some of her performances, really heartfelt performances along the way. Conditions here have been pretty similar through the week. Temperatures in the low 20s degrees Celsius. A little bit of a breeze around, but not too strong, and no rain around. Blue skies overhead here. It's been a perfect week really for the players. I made that point a few times because you look around tournaments, particularly in this clay court swing, where the players just want to get the matches, get the time on the court, especially building towards the big events coming up. Of course, the Mutua Madrid Open has just started. Got Rome as well after that. It's just all about building towards those events and then towards the French Open. Confirmation that Konta spent a lot longer on the court to reach this final. Nearly 3 hours longer than Sakkari. See whether that has an effect, although Konta was asked about it in her post-match interview yesterday and said actually she's feeling really good. And the main thing is if you're winning these matches, getting out on the right end of things, maybe you don't feel fatigue because of that, even if she's the British #1, who's looking for her 4th career title would be her first on this surface, appearing in her first clay court final. Who will prevail with so much at stake, as is always the case here on finals day at WTA events? These prestige matches. Guy McCree to take you through this one here in Rabat. Pauses for calm here. Sakkari having chosen here to get this final in Rabat underway.
Zero. 15 love. Konta 0. 30 love. Conference 30-15.
Looking at Sakkari and what she's done through the week, very solid numbers all round, but actually Konta in terms of serve, points one behind the first serve, she's been on top. It's actually Sakkari with slightly better numbers behind the second through the week coming into this final. It's going to be interesting to see how they match up. Of course, they had the one previous meeting on the grass. You'd expect Konta to have won that. Also, Sakkari, to be fair, at that time, go back almost 2 years, not the player that she is now. She's really grown in confidence thanks to what she did last season. This is going to be a surface where you feel she'll enjoy herself more in the matchup against Konta. The longer points that are likely, where she can make it very physical, always in tremendous shape, the Greek. She'll look to really make it quite an attritional affair, I think, on this surface. And for Konta, well, she's played very well through the week, I think. I mentioned in the warm-up, in terms of her movement, I've been most impressed with on the clay. That's an area where she struggled in the past. There's Tom Hill, who's been signed in all this week, of course. We'll probably hear from him with Maria through the course of this final. They do use the on-court coaching, those two, regularly. Konta with no one signed in this week. That's where Konta's been so good, not just in the semi-final against Tomljanovic, player who plays pretty similarly, but where Konta's been so good, the movement and also what got her towards the top of the game, really. High percentage of first serves, very good third ball attacks, hitting good areas of the court, playing in a controlled manner. Second serve taken apart. That's the area where Konta has comparatively struggled. He's done well behind the first serve, only winning half of her points behind the second. It's not bad. It's still up on the season by about a percentage point. That's what Sakkari will be looking to do. Principally here, get those rallies mid to longer length. When I say mid-length, what we're looking to do here from her point of view, she'll be wanting to do here, go up 7, 8 shots beyond that in the rally, and then she'll really fancy her chances against Konta here. The Brit here will be looking to keep the points shorter wherever possible. She's done well there. A little bit fortunate, of course, to land it on the baseline, but took advantage of the shorter ball from Sakkari. Yeah, not many options there for the Greek. Well put away by the Brit. In no position there, Sakkari.
Now on to point. 40-30.
Yeah, nicely done. That's what she's been doing all week. Solid first serve and sting backing it up. Konta coming through from 30 all there. Yeah, averaging about 68% of points won behind the first serve, Konta. That's up on her season numbers. Confirmation here of what Sakkari is trying to do here in Rabat, win her first title. Having reached that big final at Premier level in San Jose last summer.
Konta 7. 30. One counts. 30-15. Countess. 40-15.
Yet to make too much of an impression here, Konta, on the Sakkari serve in these early stages.
Let's do this. Count 40-30. 41. Deuce. Avantage, Konta.
Well, I said that Konta wasn't making much of an impression at having lost just 1 point on Sakkari serve in her first service game and 40-15 down here, but 3 in a row and almost out of nowhere here. We have our first break point in the final. And there we go. Sakkari just goes away there from 40-15 up and she's behind. The first break of the final goes Konta's way. She leads 2-1. So, ahead by the early break here, Britain's Jo Konta, 10 minutes in this Rabat final. 2-1.
Asseyez-vous, s'il vous plaît, merci.
First ace for Konta. Week of firsts, really. It was a first career clay court quarter-final for her, then a first semi-final on this surface, and now in her first final. She's continued to break new ground, round by round. Now another. Sakkari left flailing.
30 love.
Been saying it on the commentary a few times as well through the week. A personal opinion on Konta's game. I know it's been well documented, her struggles with this surface. My personal view, I think the game in itself, if she can get her movement sorted, which she's done this week, she's looked much more comfortable in defensive positions, areas of the court. It's actually a game I don't think that's entirely unsuited to... it's not entirely unsuited to the surface. When she's at her best, employing her patterns. Quite a methodical player, of course, likes patterns, routines, protocols. Most players do, but Konta, one of those in particular who thrives on that. And how we've seen her put together points, particularly when she's serving well, making a good number of first serves. I think she can do well on this surface. I guess it's a lot of it's in the mind. That's been the thing with the movement in particular in the past. Feeling comfortable with the clay under your feet. Been a bit of an issue.
Konta. 30 all.
I'm not saying here she's going to suddenly go and become a French Open title contender. But in terms of getting more wins on the surface, that's definitely an attainable goal. That's a fantastic angle she's found there.
40-30.
Brilliant play. Again, opening up the court wide to the Sakkari forehand and able to put that into the space.
Leads by 3-1.
I mean, to illustrate her struggles on this surface this week, along the way here to this final in Rabat, never even hit double figures in terms of match wins on the clay. But she's achieved that now. She's playing very intelligently. Really good point construction there.
Silkins. Lofty. Rabat. Lofty. Yes, on. 15-30. Konta. 30 all.
Just looking to re-establish herself really here. Sakkari has lost her way from 40-15 up. Let's remember in that third game, the game where Konta broke. Can quickly turn around, but needs this hole clearly. Stay in touch in this set. Konta holding up much better than maybe would have been expected in those longer rallies. Chance here for the double break. No, not nearly good enough from Sakkari. She's dropped serve again, and that might be the set there with Konta breaking again. We'll see. 20 minutes in, 4-1 the lead for the Brit first set.
First thing I want you to start doing is playing with much more height over the net.
How can I do that? She's playing so fast. Everything is so fast.
Okay. If it's fast,
it's extremely fast.
Okay, then take 1 or 2 steps behind the baseline. It'll give yourself more time.
To do it because
no, your positional stance, Maria. Listen.
After 2 shots.
stand a meter further back, just 1 more meter. When you get the chance with the ball, you play high through the middle. She's on the baseline. Maria, please focus. She's on the baseline. We have to play a heavy ball to push her back.
Okay, I want to do the same thing as the one that you're telling me. How am I going to do it when she hits that far from the
When she hits
ground?
a good shot, then get your racket below the ball on the backhand, brush it. Same thing on your forehand. Get your body weight going forward and play right through the middle, right at her. If you play right at her, her feet get stuck, and she needs to move better to create space, but she doesn't do that. We know that. So play disciplined, right at her when she hits good shots. The moment you get any ball to go heavy, you play heavy through the middle, and then when you move because you're stretching her. We're giving away too many cheap points as well when she's making you run or when you're attacking.
She's playing on my forehand all the time.
Then that's fine, that's good. Heavy through the middle, and let's play so physical, okay? Come on, Maria.
"20 minutes in then, and Jo Konta in her first career clay court final, enjoying herself at the moment as she's done through the week here in Rabat. Didn't start too promisingly for her, saving those match points to squeak through in the first round, but with all that tennis under her belt, she's prospering in this final at the moment. 2 breaks up. Just have a look at the respective numbers, of course, between the two. The first serve, as is always the case when Konta does well, points 1 behind it, a key factor. Just push that long, so she loses that point, although it'll go down as a point lost behind the first serve. The rally obviously had gone a lot longer there. But still 6 from 8 behind the first serve. Sakkari just 6 from 12, 50% of points 1 behind it. Similar numbers, both of them around 40% of points 1 so far behind the second. Oh, yeah, it's good. And really, though, being critical there, Konta shouldn't have given Sakkari the opportunity. The volley was far too heavy. Well played to the Greek for finding the pass, but probably shouldn't have been given the opportunity to. Excellent play from Konta to turn that point around. It was interesting to hear from Tom Hill, Sakkari's coach, first time that he was down to the court, urging her to try and take a step back off the baseline, acknowledging how well Konta's striking the ball, how authoritatively she's doing it so far, and just play with a bit more height through the middle. Wow, she's won the point there, Konta. Tried to go with that little short angle. That drop shot wasn't great, to be honest. But she got away with it. Far too much height on this one. But Sakkari didn't make it count. Didn't make her pay. That's just too good, the third ball.
40-30.
I think what Hill was trying to urge her to do is play a bit more central, but if Konta's making a lot of first serves, stretching Sakkari, it can be difficult for her to get that ball back with interest up the middle. What happens on the other hand is she just gives Konta what she wants, which is angle, width. Gives her the ball that she's wanting to attack off on the third ball. Konta holds there from love 30.
Konta men 5-7. Leads by 5 games to 1.
There is Sakkari's coach this week, Tom Hill. Heard from him once already. She hasn't really been able to put into practice what he suggested, though, not in that last game. Konta's still serving pretty effectively, intelligently. First ace of the match for the Greek here.
15 love.
Oh, Sakkari ends the run of games for Konta at 5. But she's still in deep trouble in this first set.
Leads by 5 games to 2.
Coming up to half an hour played here in Rabat in this year's final. Jo Konta, 2 breaks up on Maria Sakkari in this first set. She's carrying a little bit more threat, isn't she? Look at the winner unforced error profile. Serving for the set now at 5-2. Oh, that's the point. Easily the best point we've seen so far. And it underlines again what I was saying earlier, how well Konta is moving on the clay this week. That took some doing. That was not easy to control, having got there. High quality bit of tennis from the Brit there to take that point. There was everything in that, not just the movement, but getting up there as well. Possibility of a little mini grip change as well, having to stop your movement, having sprinted up to the ball, slide into it ever so slightly. There was a lot going on there. Yeah, Sakkari able to dominate for once.
15 all. Left for service.
Oh! No, just wide. Not far away. Sakkari just wants to have a look at it, but I think she knows it's a very difficult shot to pull off. Not a lot of court to go into on the stretch. And Isabel Seyfried confirms it's wide. But very good effort made by the Greek there to try and make that difficult shot to pull off.
30-15.
Not enough on the return there from Sakkari, and Konta could have gone either way. Time to set up and punch that away. 2 set points here for the Brits. Strong serve closes it out. Another highly impressive set of tennis this week here in Rabat from Jo Konta. The Brit takes it in 31 minutes, 6-2.
Deuxième manche, au service, Sakkari.
So a set gone here in Rabat in this year's final. Maria Sakkari looking for that first WTA title, having lost her first set of the week here. I think she's just wanting the surface checked by the umpire here. Whether it's still a little bit moist, having been watered, of course, at the end of the set. The lines, actually, they're just suggesting haven't been cleaned effectively, haven't been brushed. Yeah, that area does look it. You can even see that from our pictures. Looks a little bit wet still. Of course, needing to water the surface because of the heat. Looks like the top dressing there is still a little bit moist. You can see Sakkari's point. Leaving here just to get the ground staff in to do a bit of remedial work. Yeah, it's all about keeping that top dressing in the right condition. Gets too wet as a result, then injuries can result because your ankles, your feet can get stuck, and therefore your ankle gets stuck in the surface. You can see some terrible injuries on clay courts when that happens. Seems like we're all okay now with it having been the top dressing, having been just seen to brushed over. Sakkari now can begin this second set. Set down here, the Greek. No, puts that one long. Shame for Konta, because some good tennis in the build-up there. We'll be keen to stay right on top of Sakkari here early in this second set. Well, she'd like a bit more of this. Good first serve, but she hasn't had too many of these short balls. Balls landing in mid-court to attack off Sakkari. Such has been the quality of Konta's return. Sakkari then begins the second set with the hold. Back-to-back love service games now for Sakkari. Maybe starting to redress things in her service games there. Look back at the numbers from the first set. The early damage being done by Konta, and she carried it through really. 12 from 15 off the first serve percentage in the mid-60s. For that set. Tidy numbers. Just a little bit more threat than Sakkari was able to provide. Oh, super play from the Greek. Under pressure initially. Turning it round on Konta.
Love 15.
Looking to dictate even when off the baseline with her forehand.
Johanna. 15 on. Tonticans, 30-15. Tonticans.
Third ace for Konta.
40-15.
There are signs, though, now that Sakkari is starting to come more into this match, using her forehand more effectively. Konta still to face a break point here.
One game on.
Managing this final extremely well at the moment, the British number one.
Love 15. Johanna. 15 on. Tonticans. 30-15. Konta. 30 all.
Yeah, this is a crunch period of this final here for Sakkari. She can produce here. First serve percentage dropping down a touch. Well, Konta take the opportunity here to really attack this again. Sakkari's done well. Talked about the first serve. And it helps her out there. 2-1 she leads in the second. Maria Sakkari trying to fight back here from losing her first set of the week in Rabat. Ahead on serve on Jo Konta. 3/4 of an hour in, 2-1.
Out. 15 all.
She said Konta stopped it there. Actually seemed to play the ball there. So, but then I think it's quite clear that she had to stop the play. And it is wide, so, or long rather, so it doesn't actually matter in the end.
Temps de 15, 30-15.
Oh, well, Sakkari got there, but then she had to be a little bit careful with the net post. Yeah, just to stop her run. Was in no position to get back. Being scampered to make all that ground up. Because not touching the net would have lost her the point anyway. Konta continues her impressive service performance here. Just a couple of points lost across those first couple of service games in this second set for the Brit. Taking longer overall, but I don't think that's the telling statistic. It's the number of points ultimately that she's lost, and she's only lost 5 behind the first serve. Only 10 overall.
Love 15.
A little bit disappointed there, Konta, not to have made that.
15 all.
It's a shot she's made countless times, looking to redirect and expose Sakkari, who was in her backhand corner. Trying to get a stretching, lunging for the forehand.
First round. 15-13. Merci, les enfants, merci.
Well, a scratchy service game this from Sakkari so far. Golden opportunities for Konta here. Been ruthless on a breakpoint conversion so far. Took both her chances in the first set.
Second service.
Pump of the fist from Konta. Sakkari will be very disappointed with that service game there after the way that she seemed to have improved at the start of this second. She's now down a set and a break to Konta here.
this game is gone. One thing now that is so important. So your level has gone up a lot. So that's good. That's good. I love the way that you're changing up, using the slice with the backhand. You're going heavy with the forehand. All of this is great. But right now, Joe's in the situation where, you know, we're going to have to make her hit winners to close this out, okay? I want you to be so resilient and so tough to make her play, just make the points, long battles. And if she comes up now with 12 winners, we say too good. But right now, you're going to make her earn this, okay? When you get the chance with your forehand, lots of brush. Let's try to get it out of her strike zone. She loves the ball in here.
Okay, we have to do something returning-wise, because I'm standing back and I cannot break her. I didn't even place a pitch, didn't even
Okay, well, I would like to see on her second set to try and be aggressive. I still want you standing back on her first set, but on the deuce side, cover more the wide. Because you're standing back, she's starting to go slice wide a lot. But you return great. Even if you want to try a couple points standing in, you can do that. Just make sure that what we do is we don't give her any cheap presents now. This last game, there was just a few cheap points. Right now, Maria, we're going to make her earn this. And if she earns this, we say, Joe, well played. But you're gonna make her do this. Come on.
Great crowds here in Rabat this week, a tournament now in its 19th year, of course. Not always at this location. It's moved around in Morocco, actually. Staged in Fez and in Marrakesh before moving here to its present location a few years ago. Jo Konta's enjoying her time here this week. It was so easily ended, couldn't it, for the Brits? Amazing with tournaments when you have that tough first match, or you have a tough match along the way. She had those 3 match points against her, against Wang Yafan in her first round. Wouldn't have been thinking that she'd now be a few games away from winning the whole thing. One thing I find a bit strange, though, I've seen that a couple of times, is that short angle drop shot she's tried. It's clearly part of the tactical setup on this surface, but I don't think she's hit that particularly well. But in most other aspects of her game, she's been very impressive. Sakkari struggled off the return to really impose herself. Just intelligent serving again, using the slider there. Looking to hit that ball too hard there, Konta. Key in many ways to effective clay court serving. Hitting good areas of the box. Looking for court position as much as anything.
Konta. 30.
And she's consistently been able, even in situations like that at 30 all, Konta has found the first serve, able to get those cheaper points. Comes through from 30 all again, still to face a break point here, the British number 1.
Leads by 4 games to 2. 0. 15 love. Zero. 30 love.
Tom Hill stressing the need for Sakkari to try and make Konta play more, stretch the points out. Thing is, she got broken previously, but actually in this second set she has improved. Her numbers on serve are very good. She's only lost the 6 points, but the problem is 4 of them, of course, coming in that previous service game.
Carol Kens, 40-15.
That's clever and well played. Konta well back. Good drop shot from Sakkari. Still just the one breakdown in this second set, the Greek. 4-3. Setting a breakdown here, Maria Sakkari, starting to run out of time to get this back. Still hasn't forced a break point on the Jo Konta serve in this final with an hour played. British #1, a couple of games away from what would be a first clay court crown. Starts in a similar manner. Deep first serve, and Sakkari not able to do anything with it.
Mexicans, 30-15. Konta.
Still work to be done here, and I'm sure Konta, only human, she'll be feeling a little bit of pressure here. She is not too far away, of course, from victory. The title, no title since 2017. It's been a while.
Led for service. Please.
Well, she's coming now. She got a little bit fortunate, Sakkari.
30-14.
It's waited a long time to get into a game and have this opportunity. First break point of the final for the Greek. After all that.
Juice.
Yeah, well, she was so close, of course, to the break, had the chance, and I think maybe still thinking about the missed return. Needs to pull herself together here, Sakkari, still in this game.
Juice. Konta.
It's frustrating, I think, for Sakkari because that one service game aside in the second set, she's played a lot better. Much closer match now than was the case in the opener, where Konta was much the better player. I think the spectators, most people would agree with that assessment. And that's gone long as well, trying to play the height ball there, play the moon ball with shape. It's just that one poor service game, really, from Sakkari in this second set that's out of keeping with everything else we've seen.
Merci.
Did Konta just snatch ever so slightly at that one? Easily her toughest game of the final on serve so far here. Second breakback point for the Greek. And there we are, away back into this final for Sakkari. Her first break of the final, and she's back on serve here, second set. Exactly what Tom Hill was suggesting, wanting her to make Konta earn it. But I actually go further. I think Sakkari's played a lot better in this second set, just paying for that one poor service game. She's got a lifeline now. Konta, for the first time really, just missing a couple of balls, coming under pressure. And we've got a final on our hands again here. Konta here just changing, getting a new racket. Maybe she forgot to do that after the new balls coming into play here. And it's 16 games in. I didn't focus on her actually at the end of the previous game, whether she'd done that or just forgotten, having dropped serve. Not automatic, of course, with every player that they choose to do that when the new balls come into play. Some players like to get a new racket into play a game with the old balls before the new ones come in. Oh, this is so much better from the Greek now. But again, I think she's been playing well throughout this second set. Just one poor service game. Level otherwise has been so much better. Well, saw that serve coming very early, Konta. In good position, very quickly. much better again from Sakkari. And with an hour and a quarter on the clock, maybe she can send a final set here. Konta to serve to stay in the second shortly. So a turnaround here in Rabat. Just a few moments ago, Jo Konta was a couple of games away from the title. The numbers just taking a little bit of a hit in recent times, though, being broken back and now serving to stay in this second set.
Americans. 40-15. Camel front. 40-13. Deuce.
Oh, amazing again here. Konta well ahead in the game, 40 love up, and has just lost her way again. Sakkari now with the set point. A little bit of noise in the crowd there, so Konta just taking a few extra moments to steady herself. Toughs out that set point, the Brit, but this has become so much tighter. Konta was controlling things, especially in her service games, until very recently, where she's come under pressure.
Avantage, Konta. Égalité. Deuce. Avantage, Sakkari.
Second set point. And Konta cracks on the forehand. Sakkari with an impressive recovery here in Rabat from a set and a break down. She's levelled up this final now, one set apiece.
Time
So, into a final set we go here in Rabat. It looks unlikely with Jo Konta setting a break up, but credits Maria Sakkari for her fighting qualities, finding a way to turn that second set round, and it's she who begins this final set. So many good storylines around this final. This is often the case, of course, when you get through to a championship match. Yeah, it wasn't the best volley, to be honest. I can see what Konta's trying to do there. We've seen her try and bring the short-angled backhand drop shot into a game. Saw her there trying to get forward, but the volley was a bit wooden, to be honest. Might be best served, the Brit, to just continue trying to do what she'd been doing so well to a set and a break-up. Her usual baseline game, aggressive baseline game. Seems a little bit rattled at the moment, and that's understandable with the way this match has turned around on her. When she broke and then held to go 4-2 up. Looked like she had this title in her grasp. She's lost the last 4 games from there, and it's looking like it's going to be 5 in a row now.
40 love.
One of the most impressive things about Sakkari's game is just her ability to dig in, even when things look to be going against her. And this is a good tear, isn't it? 9 of the last 11 points for the Greek.
Premier jeu, dernière manche. First game, final set.
Yeah, all those storylines, of course, that we can get to. We'll just look at the numbers from the second set in the meantime and how it became a little bit ugly for Konta. See 22 unforced errors from the British player there. Only hit 9 in the first set. Sakkari's numbers a little bit tighter. Also, Konta's winner numbers slightly down as well. She became a little bit less effective as that set wore on.
Left for service.
Getting back to what she was doing for so long. Oh, so many good storylines around this final coming in. Of course, Sakkari looking for a first WTA singles title, Konta looking for a first clay court crown of her career, but also add to the mix here a couple of further narrative lines as well. Well, how do you begin on that point? I think the ball there, Konta was wondering was wide. Then her ball, probably I thought looked wide as well. And then she's missed the volley as well. Yeah, it was wide. I just think the other narrative lines as well. Sakkari having fought from losing her first set of the week, but now Konta, of course, playing her fourth
40-50.
three-setter in 5 matches this week, whether that's going to have an effect as this final set goes on. She's managed to pull through that game and end Sakkari's run at 5 straight games.
Un jeu partout, 1 game on.
Yeah, because fatigue not an issue when she was playing so well, setting a break up. Because having been pulled back now an hour and a half in, the prospect of another longer match. Still time to go in this one, whether Sakkari will be the fresher. Remember, she spent pretty much 3 fewer hours out on the match court coming into this final than Konta. And there's a gift for the Brit.
Lofty. Konta. 15 on. One again. 30-15.
That's a really clever point from Sakkari. Concentrated on a good kicker. Although Konta got a decent return into play, she committed so much to make that return that Sakkari had a lot of court to go into with her third ball. Good use of the court there from the Greek. On serve, ahead again then, Sakkari in this final set, 2-1. And see how the unforced errors have piled up for Jo Konta. She played extremely well for a set and a half. It's become much more difficult for her since then. Serving here 1-2 down, no breaks yet in this final set.
Zero. 15. Konta. 15 all.
That's clever. He'd already anticipated where Konta would have gone anyway.
15-13.
Konta coming under more pressure now. Well saved, the first of them.
30-14.
Sakkari with the first break then of this final set. The Greek on a roll here.
Leads by 3-1.
7 of the last 8 games now for Sakkari, taking control of this final for the first time.
Love 15. Konta. 15 all. Yep. Konta. 30-15.
This is where it's such a mental test for Konta here. He was in control of this final not too long ago in the scheme of things. Now, maybe he's got an opportunity here again to get back into things. Sakkari dealing with a different sort of mental pressure now at this stage because, of course, she hasn't really been ahead in the final. It's been the one who's having to come from behind until very recently. Oh, brilliant. That's exactly the sort of play, though, behind the serve that Konta did so well for the first hour and a quarter of this final. Although Konta got the ball back into play, how good was this? Making the adjustments, moving into a backhand corner. Firing that one away. Fine play. Appreciated by the crowd. Already with 6 winners in this final set.
40-30.
22 overall, now moving ahead of Konta in that regard. The first time in the final, Konta with 20. No, going to the drop shot. I just don't think that's a good tactic for Konta. Doesn't look convincing going to it, even on top of that particular rally. Sakkari now a couple of games from the title. 4-1 final set. So an hour and 3/4 in. Jo Konta now staring here at a must-win service game, you feel, really, here. With Maria Sakkari on a roll. 8 of the last 9 games in the Greeks' favour, putting her 2 away from the title. Just wonder whether all that extra tennis made this point earlier in this final set as a setup, as a storyline for this decider that we've been watching, whether Sakkari's relative freshness that she must be feeling at this point, having spent few hours on court, whether that's a key part of this now. Konta there just maybe a little slow, looking to cover the initial cross-court attack from Sakkari. Not quite as sprightly in her movement as she was starting this final. No movement made across to that at all. I just wonder here, doesn't take a lot, but just maybe fractionally slower, bit more fatigued Konta at this stage, and it makes all the difference at this top level. Talking about a WTA final here, two players who've been in great form through the week. But the amount of tennis does add up by the end. Often can Konta find an energy boost, a second win to overcome all of that. Well, Sakkari's coach here, Tom Hill, will be delighted with the way his charges dug in from a set, of course, and 4-2 down. 2 break points here for insurance and to push her closer to the title. Brilliantly done. Had to come time and again there. Sakkari defending well.
30-40.
Was pulled off a memorable recovery recently, not just here this week, Konta, but if you go back to Fed Cup, the way she came back from double breakdown in a deciding set there to clinch a key point for Great Britain. So she's shown she can do it. Really having to dig deep here. And again, she does so. Both break points saved. Clinging on to her hopes here, you feel.
Avantage, Sakkari.
Third break point chance. Yeah, perfect option. No chance for Konta there to make the ground up. Sakkari does have her additional break, and she will serve for the Rabat title now here. Continuing her run of games in this final. 9 of the last 10 now in the Greeks' favour.
Dernière les joueuses, merci.
Turn around in the numbers. Konta winning 80% of the points behind her first serve in the first set, but now well down. Only winning, for instance, here 46% of the points so far in this final set behind her first serve. Sakkari waiting for calm here. She prepares to compose herself and look to serve out for the title. First one in the bank, just point by point at this stage. Bound to be feeling some nerves. Finalist, of course, in San Jose, Premier level event last summer. This second career WTA singles final. First final on clay. I think that final in San Jose, I commentated that one there that week. She played great, but then in the final she was very disappointed with herself. Only won one game off the Romanian Mihaela Buzanescu. She's been a real credit to herself and her team and her supporters here. The way she's come back in this final. A Greek player who is very popular on the upward curve. Just 23 years of age. And now on the brink of breaking new ground in her career here. Sakkari, 3 championship points. That last one, of course, the toughest to win. And she had it there on her forehand. Still 2 more championship points for the Greek. She's done it! Maria Sakkari wins her first WTA singles title. She has had to earn it big time. Losing her first set of the week here, but responding beautifully to end Johanna Konta's challenge here in Rabat. 10 of the last 11 games for Sakkari, and the Greek is the champion here in Rabat. Well done to her. She kisses the clay in celebration. Sakkari, what an effort. What a final it turned into in the end for the spectators here in Rabat. For a while it seemed like it would be a straight sets win for Konta. She played really well, of course, to go a set and a break up, but from there, as Sakkari, well, she's almost in tears here. She embraces her coach Tom Hill, who we've heard from all week. He will be delighted. Her whole team will be at this effort that showcased what she brings to the match court, not just her quality, her physicality, but also her fighting spirit, and she needed all of that here. Toughing out that victory. Yes, she's reeled off so many games at the end there, 10 of the last 11, but she really had to battle the Greek to come back into that final because Konta played so well for the first half of it. Just wonder at the end whether all the tennis that Konta played in the week had an effect in that final set, but take nothing away from Sakkari, who was the stronger in the end, and that's all that matters. A career moment for the Greek, that's for sure. whole new feeling for her. As I mentioned, a finalist in San Jose at that Premier level event last summer, losing that final, but coming out on top here from a set and a breakdown. And she's so popular, gets so much support wherever she goes. I think has got herself a whole bunch of new fans this week with the way she's gone about her tennis and the way she's carried herself this week in Rabat. Just an amazing moment. Always a pleasure to see a player enter the WTA winners circle for the first time, win their first title. Always a big moment in a player's career. Takes the applause, the congratulations there from Martina Lutkova, the WTA supervisor, and the rest. A word for Jo Konta, a great week for her. First clay court final for the Brit. A week of progress on a surface where she said herself she's not always been comfortable in the past. But from a set and a breakup, she'll still be disappointed to have lost this opportunity to win a first clay court title. Her numbers just